Right to the finish.
Oh my God!
That's awesome, man. That's a great way to look at it. Ricky himself, what do you think of him as an opponent? What he presents to you, a veteran of the game for sure.
Man, jack of all trades. He's super tough. Not as active as any other fighters. So I don't know what he's gonna bring to the table. Fighting the Apex, fighting Ricky Glenn, it reminds me of being a regional professional again, or an amateur, to where you really didn't know much about your opponent. You just showed up and you had to figure it out then. And so we're back to the proving grounds. I lost my last fight, unfortunate. We gotta prove it, who I am to everyone else again, and that's what fighting Ricky Glenn means to me.
Do you like that? Do you like that approach? Do you like the idea of maybe not being hyper focused on knowing every move and every pattern that they have? Do you enjoy that more, or is it more of a challenge?
I thrive in the chaos, and Ricky's bringing it. So yeah, I'm ready, prepared, polished, and sharpened to be ready for anything he brings to the cage.
That's awesome, and you know what a run you were on and all the discussions that were being had. You win this, you get that momentum right back. Do you start talking about rankings, matchups, what it is, or do you kind of wait a little bit to get back into that mindset?
Man, we try to play the whole, let's see what kind of big fighters we can get, and I'm not really into that. I'm into just staying active, being busy. Father Time's coming for us all, and I want to have more fights in the cage than one great opportunity. So yeah, so after this fight, great. If I get a top 10, top 5 main event, co-main event, that would be fantastic. But what matters to me is being able to step into that cage and being in front of you guys as often as possible until I gotta hang it up.
That's awesome, man.
Joaquin, anyone that knows about you or follows you knows how adamant you are about fighting Jack Della Maddalena. Have you two had any discussion?
Nah, man, be honest with you, bro. And now we finna turn up, because thank you, bro, because you asked a good question. These dudes don't want to promote the fight. And to be honest with you, I wanted to promote this whole time with Alex, but he gave me nothing. He ain't got no personality, he ain't got no character. And I feel like a lot of these fighters, man, when they come out here, they get mad because, oh man, they not showing me doing this, they not showing my highlights. But what are you doing to promote the fight? And I feel like I've been doing it so often with, whether it's the Chris Curtis fight, whether it's the Nasruddin fight, whether it's Albert Duraev. I put in so much promotion, but these other fighters don't give me nothing back, which make me not even want to do it, Because it's just what's the point if the other person in front of me doesn't want to try to help sell this fight too? Because we trying to get everybody to watch this. We on a Grant Dawson and Bobby Green, no disrespect to them card, but how many people come to see that main event? Just to even watch it. They only gonna watch it because it's the UFC, bro, and people just used to it, But what are these fighters doing to help promote? So JDM, I'm really not tripping off of him, because he's not the type of fighter to try to promote himself and put himself in a bigger position. That's it.
Is there another guy in the division that you think would match your energy in terms of that type of flow?
Kevin Holland. All day. Kevin Holland would definitely match my flow with that, but it's not a lot of fighters that's willing to promote themselves because, in my honest opinion, they don't really believe in themselves, truthfully.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking the time. Let me circle back to what you're talking about with Hero. Let's just say in a perfect world, you could send out a press thing type of release or speak to the people watching this later. How would you like somebody to help you promote a fight? What's the guideline? What you want them to do?
With the fighter?
Yeah, with anybody.
Just what my biggest thing. Well, anybody just repost and just pay attention. But as a fighter, as another, athlete, at the end of the day, we work together. We all helping each other. Even though we go in there and we fight each other and we try to, embarrass each other, whatever, knock each other out. At the end of the day, bro, we getting paid with one another. So let's try to get as much money as we can. And the thing is, that's how we get money, is by people viewing us. So my biggest thing is to my opponents, my future opponent, to this opponent, is, bro, talk that shit you be talking in the cage or in the, with your coach in the gym, but talking on media. Post about it. You talk about you believe in yourself and what you've been doing, speak about it. And that's how you promote it, And we're going to see about who's, telling the truth at the end of the day.
And you figure with people having the platforms now that didn't exist before.
It'd be easy work.
Crazy.
It'd be easy work, and people want to get mad at Jake Paul or Logan Paul and doing what they doing, and yeah, they goofballs. I ain't gonna lie, but they talk about it and they promote themselves very well, and I feel like every fighter can learn from that and put themselves in a way better position.
I mean, the fact that we just brought them up says they're doing something right.
Exactly.
Algio as an opponent, what do you think of him? An interesting character at times, and he's been in some scraps. What do you think about him as a fighter?
Taekwondo, Billy Q.
Simple breakdown. I like that. You kind of touched on it, but I guess last thing for me, I mean, you get the win here like you're expecting. Is the main goal just to get one in before the end of the year? Or is it, rankings or matchups, or is it just about let's just get another fight? We need a couple more checks.
Yeah, no, it's definitely checks. I want the checks. I had a fight slated for Sabatini in the summertime. I just saw he got booked. I was trying to roll that in like December because I knew we were kind of around the same timeline. Anything around that pool sounds great. I'm open. I've never turned down a challenge. And that's kind of where I'm sitting at, that like top 20 pocket right now at 45. So just give me some action around there. I want to get the volume up.
Alexander over here. Seems like whether you win, lose, or draw, the UFC books you in these stylistically fun matchups. What does that tell you about how the UFC sees you as one of their fighters?
And they want to watch someone bleed. I mean, they seem to not mind the detriment of my eyes. I got those Nate Diaz eyes now, and so no thanks to the matchmakers.
And there was a time when you made your debut, you beat Dariush, and then you went on to beat Olivier Aubin-Mercier. Does a win over Algio kind of start that type of run again?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I've always been my worst enemy, and the psychology coming off of, going into the Moicano wasn't where I wanted to be, and then just tumbled into the Billy Q fight, and then kind of hit a hole, like just a personal rut, and had to work some things out, man. And I feel like I was able to get to the root of it, hit the nail on the head, and I got the fire, and I was like, man, give me someone. And then Miller opened up on that short notice, and so I took it and was able to execute on what I was thinking. And I feel like that shifted for me. So like even again approaching this 45 cut, like spirits are infinitely better. I feel great. I feel light. Mentally, like I don't have any weight on my shoulders. I'm excited to do it. I fought meaner, badder, bigger guys than Algio, and that's nothing to come short. I know he's a threat. He's a problem. But this is definitely, I feel like I've already made the steps in the right direction to get that momentum running, and Algio is going to be another step in it.
That said, the more success you have in the cage, the bigger the platform gets. So let's talk about the matchup you got with Grant Dawson. What do you think of him overall as an opponent? I mean, you've seen pretty much everything there is out there at this point, but what do you think of him as a fighter?
Man, I didn't even know who that guy was. I never even heard of him, and that goes to his body of work. I think the issue is that, like, it's been kind of boring, and he's been in the Apex fighting. But had he been around these crowds, he would already feel the pressure from the crowd. They would let him know, we don't really like to see what you're doing, even though sometimes he's got some finishes, so it's like, cool, yeah. But it's a snore fest, and so it's going to be a real test for me is more so make a boring guy exciting, That's the real fight.
Yeah, I mean, I think, look, that's what people are looking at this, right? Is the one guy that's going to try to grapple against the one guy that's got the slick striking on the feet. I mean, I know everybody's a well-rounded martial artist, but is that basically the type of fight you're expecting to see?
Yeah. It basically is. Hey, but that's the thing, too. I'm going to do it all, I'm going to do it all. If I have to wrestle with this kid, I'm going to show him. You thought I wasn't going to come and wrestle you? You thought I wasn't ready? I came ready, kid.